The following program is rated G and is suitable for viewing by all ages.
Hi, I'm Wendy and welcome back, friends. We are at Hotel Eldorado and brand new, completely re-envisioned area and whole new kitchen space,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Gorgeous in here.
So I'm here with Chef Travis. And
Hi
it's Travis Buchert?
Travis Buchert, yes.
Buchert,
Yeah.
Buchert.
All
I
good.
gotta get that little swing in there.
Yeah.
Travis Buchert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And are you from the Okanagan?
I'm not from the Okanagan, no. I'm from Fort St. John, BC. It's a little place north of here, but always came down to the Kelowna, Okanagan area to travel on vacation with my family and stuff. So after I finished my travels overseas, I thought, hey, what a better place to come and enjoy my beautiful summers and very
Yeah.
small, short winters. So.
For Canadian winter, this is
Yeah.
as good as it gets, right?
Yes.
It's got all the right things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful twinkly lights at Christmas, a little dusting of snow, but you don't
Yes.
freeze to your car.
Exactly.
Did you do that
That's
in
right.
Fort St. John?
Oh God, yes.
Oh,
Oh
yeah?
yeah, minus 40 weather.
Ooh, yeah.
No, thank you.
Well,
Not
I'm
anymore.
a Winnipeg kid, so
Oh, yeah,
I'm
very
used
cold.
to freezing to stuff.
Yes, yes.
So I was looking at the website
Yep.
and just looking how Hotel Eldorado has grown over the years.
Yep.
From its inception, what, 1926?
Yes, 1926. Yep,
That's
absolutely.
incredible. And it
Yeah.
kind of, the person who started it is sort of
Yeah.
a...
The Countess.
Yeah.
Miss Bubna. Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of a spicy story. Do you
Yeah.
know much of it, or should we send them to the website?
Well, I mean, she was over in the UK with her
Yeah.
husband, and they ended up getting divorced, which was kind of a faux pas back in the day,
like in
right?
20s?
So
Yeah.
that didn't really happen very often. So she was kind of a little bit of a scandalous person back where she came
Uh-huh.
from. Her wife was involved in her mother was involved in a little bit of a story as well, but I'll direct you to the website for that one. But
Okay.
she decided to come to the Kelowna area and set this little hotel up, and here we are today.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't always all of this. This is a
No,
huge
yes.
complex.
Yeah, absolutely.
So really, is it the biggest resort in our area?
I would say so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know of anything more developed
No,
than Hotel
no.
Eldorado
Yeah.
and the complex that Maestro is part of, and and you've got all those little townhouses in between.
Yeah, the villas are beautiful. Love those
Oh,
things.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what's that structure in the middle? It's kind of roundish.
So that, there's many different names that we have for it over at the hotel, but I call it the Sunshine House because it's sitting there, right there in the middle. Got the beautiful lake looking over it. We've got like a
Oh,
pool
yeah.
table in there, and we run banquets out of it as well. And
Oh, that
we
was
do
so
we
fancy.
do yoga up top as well on the little balcony too. So
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
when the
yeah.
weather permits, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little breezy now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can say from where we're standing, so in Maestro's, we're right in the, what do you call this part of the kitchen?
This part of the kitchen right
Yeah.
here, this is the forno station right here.
Forno
So this
station.
right here, we have our beautiful oven that we had imported from Italy. So it's
No
not
way.
wood fired, it's gas fired, but still
Okay.
gets the job done.
And
And
you got flames.
oh, absolutely, yes.
You can see
yeah,
them.
yeah, works really good.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
All right. So where did you get your culinary start?
So over by where I'm from in Fort St. John, there's another little town called Dawson Creek, and I went to the Northern Lights College over there, where I got I did all of my training over there. I did my level 1, level 2, and Red Seal with Chef Michael French, who's over there. He's a very, very good person in the community.
Oh.
Very, very lovely chef. He helped grow me to who I am today, and then he pointed me in the direction of the Fairmont Hotel, where I kind of laid the groundwork, I would say, during my level 2
Okay.
cooking.
So what happens to you in level 2?
In level 2, basically, level 1, you're just kind of getting introduced into the kitchen. Level 2 is a little bit more intermediate, so you're learning more advanced techniques.
Okay, so you're not still stuck peeling a whole big
Oh
pile
no,
of
you are.
onions?
Oh no, you are.
You
Oh
really
yeah,
are?
you're doing
Oh.
everything from A to Z, right? So, yeah, that's
Okay.
how you get your grasp in the kitchen. Yeah.
Wow. So do you watch any cooking shows?
Not lately, no. But I mean, when I was growing up, I definitely watched a lot of cooking shows growing up, and that's definitely something that got me into cooking. Just being in the kitchen, being young and inquisitive. My mother didn't necessarily want me in there. I was kind of in her way and stuff.
Oh.
But over at Grandma's place, making cookies,
Okay.
always getting my finger in the batter when I shouldn't be, but she wasn't mad at it. She always let me do my thing. So.
What would you do now if one of your staff fingered up your batter?
I don't know.
It wouldn't be cool.
I would say grab a spoon next time.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Even when we're doing like home cooking demos
Yes.
in our kitchen, we've got a whole pile of tester spoons.
Oh
and then
yeah,
the
I
receptacles.
go through so many spoons. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Taste,
Just
taste,
taste
taste.
everything, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Amazing. I've
Absolutely.
been watching this fellow. It reminds me of you.
Yeah.
Try and remember his name, but he is talking about TikTok videos, TikTok cooking videos,
Yep.
and how appalling a lot of them are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the things where it tells you to do this or that. I tried one of them last night
Yeah.
with, it was like how to peel and mash a boiled potato without peeling or mashing it. And it's just taking a cooling
Interesting.
grid
Yeah.
and you boil this thing until
Grate
it
it
is
over it. Kind
not
of thing,
even,
or-
just crunch it through. And it's supposed to leave, it only made a giant gross mess.
Of course,
So I would
yes.
say that doesn't work.
No.
And I'm really happy
Yes.
if somebody can make it work and show me how to do that. Because that sounds like
Absolutely.
a time saver.
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I
'cause I
mean
don't have
there
a
are a lot of
ricer.
there are a lot of really cool tips and tricks that you can do in the kitchen that'll
Yeah.
definitely save your time and whatnot. But when we're here in our kitchen, we definitely try to do as more advanced stuff as we can to make sure you
Well-
get the best quality stuff.
Well, you're fancy chefy, but
I
me
try
and
to.
my
I try
friends
to.
were just like in our home and squishing potatoes through cooling racks and failing.
If it
so
works,
bad.
if it works, it works.
It does not. So
Okay, well
don't
then let's
even
not do
bother.
that. Let's not go there.
So what do you do when you are off work? Do you head to just make yourself an omelet, or do you make something fancy?
Oh, I
Just
mean,
for you yourself. Like if you're hungry,
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I mean, when I finish up work, takeout's definitely a big option. I let someone else do the cooking for me. But I mean, if I am making a meal for myself, I keep it as simple as possible. You know, nice stews. I have something in the crock pot at home waiting for me when I come
Ooh.
home. So
Give
in the
us-
winter, nice stews, soup.
Okay, I need to know. Do you have a stew secret?
Lots of wine, lots of butter. The French way.
Okay, wine
Yes.
and butter.
Yes.
And then you probably walk uphill all the way home
Oh,
to keep your girlish physique.
Well, I mean, I do what I can when I can, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people in the food trade are, they put a lot of work into not just wearing their
Yes.
what they make, because
Yes.
I find especially bakers here in town have got a lot of like really fit.
Yeah, I don't
Bakers.
understand. If
Yeah.
I was a baker, I would not be fit as a fiddle, that's for sure.
No, yeah.
Kudos to them for
I
having
know
the
it must
restraint.
take so much work.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, you are surrounded by culinary
Oh, yeah,
amazingness.
absolutely,
Right? And you've
yeah.
got a big team with you.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, speaking of pastries, our executive pastry chef, Vikram Sandhu, makes all the pastries in-house, so it's
Okay.
everything in my power not to try to
Oh yeah.
get some delicious desserts off of him. He's truly, truly creative guy.
Oh, that's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you for that glimpse into your life.
Of course,
Like
not
I
a problem.
promised I would not haunt your Pinterest pages.
Oh, that's all right.
You haven't done it?
No.
Are there things to find?
Oh, I mean, there might be. I'm not very technologically savvy.
Okay.
I barely keep up on my Instagrams or anything like that, so I'm too busy at work.
Yeah, well, it is a big deal here. You
Yes.
probably have one of the busiest restaurants in town.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we do get crazy busy sometimes, especially in the summertime when
Mm-hmm.
when everything's happening.
Oh, but you're open part of the week right now? When
Yeah.
are you open right now?
So right now we're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then we're open from Wednesday to Thursday for just dinner service. Then on Friday we open up for happy hour at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And then on Saturday and Sunday we do our brunch, lunch, dinner service.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Favorite dish on the menu right
Yeah.
now, we're going to be making it in just a moment, but it's pork belly appetizer. Also one of my favorite dishes that we won't be cooking today. It sounds a little bit boring, but it's a beet salad with labna and chermoula with a little bit of roasted hazelnut dukkha. There's not a lot going on with it, but it's definitely a sleeper on the menu, and it's something that's very delicious.
There's 4 words in there. There's beet that I
Beet,
know,
yeah.
and then there were 3 others
Yes.
that are
Yes.
not English exactly,
Yeah,
are
so
they?
labna's Greek yogurt, which is already thick, and then we
Yeah.
hang it and make it more thick, so we
Ooh,
drain all the way out of it,
okay.
so it's super thick
All
yogurt.
right.
And then chermoula, basically like Mediterranean chimichurri, which if you also don't understand is like
Yeah.
cilantro and
Yeah.
garlic and all that good stuff. So
Green
very
and fresh and gorgeous.
very herbaceous, very delicious, pairs with the beets very well. Gives that nice pop of green on the white labna yogurt as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Then there was a 3rd thing.
The dukkha. So dukkha comes from Egypt. So we're traveling all around the place on this menu here. The Mediterranean's a very big place, so I got my inspiration from a lot of places.
Yeah.
And then dukkha is just basically nuts and spices mixed together and then put on it. It's just fancy words that we use. You can call it nuts and spice mix.
Nuts and spice mix.
Yes.
I'm going to call it dukkha just to
Dukkha
be
sounds
a thing.
cool. Dukkha.
Renee's laughing at me. Oh, please tell me. Don't tell me when I say it wrong, Renee. I'm gonna like maul that word. I just know it. Daka.
Okay. Oh, you're good. You're
Well,
good.
no, it sounds almost like a Russian prison camp or something. But
Dukkha.
okay, but what we're making here
Yeah.
with your fancy blazing
Yeah.
slit in the wall
Yeah.
is
Yep.
some kind of pizza, right?
Yeah, we're making a prosciutto and fig pizza. So on the base we have a ouzo cream, and ouzo is a black licorice liqueur. Just very anise flavored, but very small amount goes into making it, as people don't typically like black licorice, so it's just a very subtle hint, and
Okay.
that lends well with the red wine stewed figs that we toss in our arugula. We got a little bit of lemon olive oil and balsamic glaze in there as well. So it's a little bit of sweet, a little bit of savory, a lot of sexy. Very nice pizza.
It sounds like the sexiest pizza in the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cool.
All
So
right,
should we
so
get started?
Please, let's
Yeah,
do that.
fantastic. So I've got my dough and the flour here. Just gonna pull that out. We're just gonna push all the air bubbles in there because this is a
Okay.
yeast dough. So we
All
wanna
right.
make sure that it doesn't puff up very much when we're doing this.
I'm not sure if people can see it. Can you just hold it up for a second so
Yeah.
they can see your little
Absolutely.
your pokey finger marks?
Yeah, so I'm just poking it, like this, giving it a nice little massage, kind of like when you're making a focaccia bread as well.
Oh, okay.
Just kinda getting
A lot
up.
of us have done that.
Of course.
Speaking for a lot of us, I'm talking about,
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah, and then right now I'm just moving it around in a circle, making little quarter turns, and that's just stretching out the pizza, getting it a little bit bigger. Try to make it as round as possible.
It kind of has a bounce back. Does it need to rest?
Yeah, so I mean, when we make our pizza dough, we do it 24 hours in advance. That gives the yeast a moment to kind of react with all of the flour and the sugar and the water that's going on in there. And then we let that sit in our fridge for up to 4 days, and then we try to keep it as fresh as possible after that. Yeah. And then we have our pizza already ready to go. I like to give it a couple of slaps to get some of that flour off. And I'm also stretching it in the process and getting you dirty too. I'm getting the side eye.
Son, you're being bad.
So I've got some ouzo cream right here. Very simple, it's just some shallots, little ouzo and cream, and then we reduce the cream by half. And then voila, you have ouzo cream.
Wow. That is super glossy.
Very, very thick, very glossy.
Is there a chefy word for how glossy and thick that is?
Glossy.
Glossy.
That works perfectly. A nice gleam, I guess,
A
when it hits
gleam.
the
Or gleam.
gleam.
Gleam, gleam?
Gleam. I don't know.
I'm thinking gleam,
Gleam.
because that's shiny.
That
Gleam
sounds
is,
good.
I found this outside.
Yeah.
Under a tree. Okay, now what kind of cheese is this, baby?
So this is mozzarella cheese. We use a 20% milk fat cheese. It just, the melting happens very nicely on this. And then I'm going to grab my trusty paddle right here.
Okay.
Before we get the pizza on there, we're going to dust it with a little bit of flour to ensure that it doesn't stick. And then we will go ahead, get it on there. And while it's on here, we can give it a little bit of a stretch because this pie dish is a little bit like the size of our plate here.
Okay.
And then we're going to go into the oven, turn the flame up a little bit so you can see what's going on. We put that to the far back, give it a little shake, and now we play the waiting game.
Okay.
So that'll take us about 6 to 8 minutes in there in the oven, and then we'll have a beautiful pizza.
Looking how far deep that is. So
Yeah.
are there different temperatures?
There are different temperatures. So right closest to the flame is going to be the hottest.
Okay.
And then right around to the front, it gets a little bit warmer. So if we want to keep dishes hot or warm, we'll keep it more close to the front. But the pizzas work best when they're in the back. In the middle, it gets a little bit too hot. And then we've got a burnt base, and we don't want that.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay, so if you're looking in there, what you're seeing, it almost looks like the inside of an igloo.
Yeah,
of
kind
course,
of.
you've all
Yeah.
been in one.
Like a big dome. Yeah, absolutely.
Canadian audience, come on, make your own and then go in it and it looks like this.
Right?
Yeah, or like a planetarium with the top cut off.
There you go.
No planets.
So while that pizza's cooking, we can make, basically we're gonna make an arugula salad to go on top. This is a really fun pizza because it kind of, it's a little bit interactive for the guest. So we put a little pile of the arugula with the figs in the middle of the pizza, and they can pick and choose how much they put on.
Okay.
So it's a very cool concept for me. So we're
Do you
just
ever
getting
watch
some
them?
figs in here.
Do you watch your guests?
I
what
watch
they-
my guests, yeah.
what they do?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the least creepy way possible. I peer out there and see how they're doing. Every now and again, I'll go over to the table and I'll ask them how they're doing, how they're enjoying themselves, but usually our front of house always does a very good job doing that. Yeah. So we're just putting a little lemon olive oil and a little bit of balsamic glaze. That'll just offer up a little bit of sweetness. And that lemon in there is gonna help cut through that richness of the cream that we have on our base and all the cheese as well. And then we're just gonna put a little bit of salt. Forgive me, I don't have it on hand at the moment.
He's gone. He's left me alone with food. Massive vat of cheese.
So just a little bit of a pinch in here. Give that a shake.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now we'll wait a little bit. So right now what I'm looking for is just a little bit of a golden brown crust on one
And it's
side.
getting kind of puffy bubbly.
Getting a little puffy bubbly right now, yep. And then we'll keep turning it a little bit until we see that it's got a nice even crust. And then I'll show you the nice, neat little trick that we get to get really nice golden bubbles on top as
Oh
well.
my gosh, okay. Well, this looks like an awesome way to hurt yourself too.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. You
Have you done
definitely don't want to touch the sides. I haven't personally,
No?
but there are a few cooks who get a little bit excited and touch the sides sometimes. So
I would imagine
definitely
if you're just
safety concern.
flying in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have this entire back area there just loaded with pizzas, and our chefs are in here turning,
Okay, so there's
turning.
then shuffling them around if
Oh,
somebody's
yeah.
getting too hot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, it's a big job for whoever's coming out. Yeah. All the cheese is getting nice and melty in there. It's beautiful.
All the thingies you have hanging on the wall beside you.
Yeah.
I don't know, can you see them, Renee?
Yeah.
So that's the paddle
Yeah.
right there, exactly the one you used.
Yep,
And then
exactly.
you have a smaller one.
Yep, the smaller one is what I'm going to use to turn because this guy right here is a little bit too bulky to get in there with a lot of pizzas.
Okay.
So this guy, we're just going to kind of make a little flicky motion with our wrists and then kind of turn it a little bit. Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
got it.
And then just some cleaning tools right here to
All
make
right.
sure that our maintenance is good on the machine.
Right, because it's clean as a whistle in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I'll give my
Ooh,
pizza a little bit of a turn here. Going at a bit of an angle and just a little flick of the wrist.
all right. So you can't
And we're there.
see it, but he did pizzas like this, and he goes under it, and then he goes, "Rrr," and he just turns it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Nothing to it.
The side that was against that, is that ceramic tile on the,
Yes.
some sort of stone?
Yes, it's a stone.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So the side that was over there has little brown bubbles and looks just so gorgeous.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Very nice.
Wow. Does anybody ever have to go in there to repair things?
Not inside,
No.
no, but we do have an outside access point
Oh,
where
that's
our
good.
maintenance team can do everything that they need as well.
Okay, because that looks like it would be a crazy-making adventure
Yes.
to go in.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants that. All right. Ooh, what have we got?
So right now I'm just kind of preparing the prosciutto to go onto the pizza as well. I'm going to make these into little kind of roses, little rosettes.
Oh, pretty. Meat flowers.
Yes. That's right. That's what you can get me for Valentine's Day.
Meat flowers. Like remember like 20 years ago, you wouldn't, you were like 2.
Stop it.
Anybody out there who remembers 20 years ago when the edible arrangements started coming out? Renee's even given me a face. Okay, it would be like, here's a big ripe strawberry on a stick, and it would look like a tulip. And then they would
Okay.
cut, like punch cut pineapple and things like that, kind of looks like a daffodil, and put these all together into arrangement. And then you'd send it to somebody you maybe didn't know what to get for them.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Very
maybe
cool.
there's a whole new business model for meat flowers.
Beautiful meat flower. I love that. That's a great idea. So I'm just kind of turning them to themselves a little bit, making a little cylinder,
Yeah.
and then we're good to go for the next one.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Oh, you have gorgeous meat flowers. So pretty delicate pink and
Yeah.
cream. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go into the oven here and turn my pizza. Probably one more time, about 1.5 minutes. We'll have a nice, beautiful pizza. Other way.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Do we have any questions about meat flowers? Somebody wanting to franchise this? Or saying you can still get edible arrangements, Wendy, and they are really cool.
That would be awesome.
They are
I
kinda
would
cool.
love to see that.
Well, that can be done.
Awesome.
They keep longer without refrigeration than meat flour. Well, prosciutto. I don't know.
Yeah.
How long would prosciutto keep?
In the fridge,
cooling?
in
No,
the
if
fridge
you
for a
didn't cool it.
while. I mean, like if you have it in a backpack bag like we do here,
Mm-hmm.
it can last up to months. But if you remove it from its vacuum seal, it starts to degrade and lose its freshness. So I'd say up to 2 weeks once it's open, kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could I mail it to somebody?
You could mail it to someone. Like very special. That would be a very special thing to mail to someone.
Renee's shaking her head. Why on earth would you
Meat
mail
flowers
meat
for
flowers
everyone.
to people?
All right,
It's
looks
Chef
like
Travis meat flowers.
looks like our pizza's almost done here.
Oh wow.
And now
Okay.
what we like to do here at the
All right.
restaurant to get a really nice bubble on top of the pizza is actually the hottest point of the oven is to the top.
What? I can't even-
Because heat rises, right? So we'll get that beautiful, beautiful bubbly crust.
Holy moly.
Yeah, like that.
I feel like a gopher just coming in and out of frame.
Yeah. And then I'll just put this here so you can see the bubbly cheese effect here. But that's the base for our prosciutto fig
Can you
pizza.
see what this is doing?
Nice, bubbly, beautiful.
That is amazing.
Yep, then I'll just take this and cut
Okay.
this. Oh, my meat flowers are getting all over my knife.
Now you're going to be
There we
calling
go.
it that.
All the time.
You're welcome.
So we cut this into 8 pieces.
Okay,
So
straight out of
4
the oven.
times.
Creature's still bubbling.
Oh
He's cutting
yes.
it. Yeah.
Pardon me, I'm just gonna,
No problem.
little awkward.
Nah, never. Oh, here, meat
Go.
flour.
Oh, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Now we are almost ready to serve.
Wow.
So we'll take our arugula salad that we had here from earlier. Put that right in the middle. All those beautiful figs.
That's amazing.
put our flowers around here.
I don't know why I feel emotional about this pizza. It's like really pretty.
Right, and then you can pick and choose as you feel, however much you want, however little you want.
Wow.
And that's our prosciutto fig pizza.
Bravo. That's
Thank you very much.
Gorgeous. Good job.
Thank you so much.
All right. So we are going to be making a couple more things.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not right here.
No, we're gonna move a little bit here, so.
Okay, so we're going that way, and we will be back in about 10 minutes. So if you're watching right now, please don't leave. Just get yourself a cup of coffee or make a cup of tea, and we'll be back with Chef Travis in another part of the kitchen making some gorgeous stuff.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. All right, well, welcome back. We are in a different part of the kitchen now, still at Maestro's, and we've got Chef Travis still.
Still here?
Yes, in the break he was doing other things, but I like to pretend we were just practicing chef poses.
Oh yeah,
For a
absolutely.
quick show? How do you think? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, I think it's everything. Then set him up now.
Yeah,
Who should
all
be
good.
CBC, CTV,
Oh, yeah.
Telesoptic.
There you go.
All right. So you are going to demonstrate how many things? Three?
Three things.
Three things.
Yep.
And tell me what they are and then do it.
So we're going to make our lamb merguez kofta, we're going to be making our pork belly, and we're going to be making our frutti di mare, which means fruits of the sea. It's a linguine pasta.
Mmm.
Yeah. Should I jump right into
Raspberries
it?
that fell in the
Raspberries, no. No fruit actually
No
went
fruit.
into the...
I found
Yes.
a pear in the swamp. I'm a
Nice.
northern person. I don't know what to do.
Oh, that's
Okay.
all right. All good, all good.
I know you are too.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Let's start getting some things going. So I'm just gonna preheat my pans right now so I can get a nice sear on my pork belly and on my lamb koftas. So while that's going on there, I'm gonna chiffonade some nice mint that is gonna go on top of our lamb koftas.
Okay, fancy words.
Fancy
What are you
word,
up to? Let's see.
fancy word for very thinly sliced. So I've got my trusty sharp knife, just making nice little strips. And then we're good to go for that.
So he just turned that into hair.
No big deal.
No big deal. That's
Okay.
why he went to school.
So we just want to make sure that these are nice and smoking hot. Then when we get our oil in there, it kind of opens up the pores of the pan so that we have more of a non-stick surface.
Mm. So that's a secret to not stick things to my pans?
Nice and hot, get the oil in, let the oil preheat in the pan, turn down the heat a little bit so the oil doesn't splash your hands and hurt you.
Okay.
And then you're good to go.
Is there a specific kind of oil that is good for high heat and some that aren't?
Yeah, so canola oil is really good for high heat temperatures. Olive oil, not so much. It's a little bit lower on the heat spectrum. Coconut oil works very well as well. But typically in the kitchen, we're just sticking to canola oil.
Okay, okay.
So I add a little bit of oil into my pans here.
It's way safer than I thought. You see me like jump back and like, oh, I don't know about this.
No, you're all right.
That's, I guess because your pan is hot and not wet.
Oh, yes. So we got a little bit of smoke coming off now, so that's a good sign that our pan is nice and hot. And if you're warming your pan up a little bit less, you can always put in a little dab of water. And if it starts dancing in the pan, then you're good to go.
Okay.
So right now, we're gonna season our lamb koftas just with a little bit of salt on
So what
all
makes
sides.
it a kofta?
So kofta's just minced meat rolled around typically like a sword and then put over the flame. We do it in meatballs, so it's a little bit more manageable for our guests.
Oh, but traditionally it would be on a sword.
Yeah, like on a stick, like metal stick over
Like a
top of
skewer.
like a skewer. Yeah, but like over in the like Moroccan countries and stuff, they do it on like a very long
Okay.
piece like this, and then over there, and then they slide it onto their dish.
Well, that sounds incredibly intimidating.
Yeah, well, it could
Yeah.
be. It can be. It's like the Brazilians with their barbecue. They have everything on swords too.
Oh my gosh, do you remember going to that place in Mexico, Renee? The Brazilian barbecue? That was bonkers.
So we're getting our pork belly down in here into the hot oil, and I'm just going to kind of press it in there so that way I have as much contact as possible.
So why is that? Why are you doing that?
So it might leave a bald spot in the skin, but we want every little bit of skin to be nice and crispy. So as much contact in the pan as possible, the better. And right around the edges, I know you can't see it, maybe you can, but it'll start to color up around the bottom, and that's how you know you're doing a good job and get it nice and crispy.
Okay.
So we'll just turn these over a little bit. Turn the heat down. Then those can go straight into the oven. Perfect. And this can go straight into the oven as well.
Wow.
And now, while we've got those cooking, we can work on our fruity damar.
Okay.
Get the pan nice and hot as well. This one, we don't
Heat it up.
necessarily need to worry about the pan heating up too much.
Oh, okay.
Because
So
we
don't need the smoking of the oil?
Not really, no.
Okay.
We're just going to be sauteing a little bit of fennel in there, as meat needs to be a little bit more non-stick than vegetables. So get that around there nicely. Grab my fennel. This one is one of my favorite dishes on the menu. It's got a fennel bechamel in there as well, rather than a typical bechamel, which is made with onions. So it gives it another kind of black licorice flavor into the food as well, which is quite nice. Woo! I'm a
That was
professional,
fun.
so don't worry. Perfect. So we're just gonna saute this a little bit, and saute literally translates to jumping. So we're just jumping the vegetables in the pan, getting it nice and coated in the oil, getting a nice little color as well, making sure that it's nice and evenly coated. Give it a little sprinkle of salt, because it's important to build layers of flavor while you're cooking your dish. It affects the end result. Right there.
How long did it take you to get that technique?
A little bit of time and practice,
Yeah.
but that's what school's for,
That's
right?
what school's for. Because I cannot imagine you in your grandma's kitchen with your fingers in the bowls,
No.
being able to do this thing.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
So this is not an inborn trait. This is a learned skill.
Yes,
That
absolutely.
means I can learn it and you can learn it.
Yes. So right now I'm just going to get a little bit of color on my
Okay.
prawns. Turn the heat up a little bit. And again, we season everything as we go. So get a little bit of salt on those prawns. Get some nice contact on the pan. And then to that, we'll add our mussels. Voila. Give that a little saute as well. There.
It's very pretty. Can you
Yeah.
see inside the pan? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's those are our prawns and mussels, and then we've got some scallops to add as well. Those don't take very long to cook because they're just little baby bay scallops. I'm just going to add a little bit of brandy to the pan, just to give you a little bit of a show. We don't typically do this one in the restaurant, but I figured a little bit of showmanship goes a long way.
For sure. Well, it's a visual medium.
Yeah. And we don't want those prawns to overcook, so we'll actually remove those from the flame until we're ready to finish our dish.
All right.
Perfect. Just put those to the side for now. And those mussels are just starting to open up now. So I'm going to add my fennel bechamel in there. A little bit similar to the ouzo cream, but this is milk and cream based as well. Nice healthy amount.
Woo.
And right now the mussels are starting to open up,
Oh, yeah.
which is perfect.
So were they alive?
Yes, they were, sadly. That is just a part of it, right? If they're dead, if you're buying fresh mussels and you notice that they're open, you want to give it a little tap, a little knock on the door to see if they're still awake and alive in there. And if they don't close the lid, then they're no good and you can't actually eat them, because then they're kind of a little poisonous to you. It'll make you very sick.
A little poisonous.
Yeah, just a little. Yeah, you don't want that. Highly do not recommend.
We don't eat the poison mussels, only the good ones.
Cool. Turn the heat down a little bit there.
All right.
Grab my trusty towel and see how we're doing in the oven. Woo! Pork belly is looking nice and done. Koftas are a little bit soft still, so I'll leave them in there for another minute.
Okay. And you're doing that by texture?
By texture and feel, yeah. If it's a little bit too spongy, then it's going to be too rare. The harder it is, the more well done it is. But there we've got our beautiful crispy pork belly skin.
That's gorgeous.
We can get rid of that pan now. Get this onto another guy. And we're just going to keep that hot until we're ready to plate. So I'll add my scallops in now. These will take roughly a minute and a half to cook.
Mm-hmm. So everything is quite quick.
Everything's pretty quick, yeah. I geared my menu and designed it to be a little bit more efficient. That way our guests aren't waiting a long period of time, but they're still getting good quality food, good quality ingredients. So everything's as fresh as it can be.
So
Perfect.
the prep must be like 80% of what you're doing here.
Basically, yeah. So we make sure that everything's ready in advance and good to go, and that way there's no stress when service comes and we're running out of something. We always have something on hand and ready to go.
And I noticed you aren't using thermometers for anything. You're doing everything by texture and by
me personally.
how it looks?
Yeah, me personally, yes. But I always tell my cooks to make sure that everything is cooked
double check it.
properly.
Okay.
Use a thermometer and make sure that you're good to go there.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just gonna grab some linguine here that I forgot to grab before. Is it all right if I move this? Okay. Sorry, I'm moving all the equipment here.
Is this one on?
My apologies, folks at home.
No problem.
So I'm just adding my linguine noodles here.
Keep on going.
Perfect.
I'm coming back in.
Just gonna give those noodles a very nice coat and toss.
Oh my God.
Before service, we always make sure that they're al dente, which means firm to the tooth, to the bite. So it's not hard, it's not soft, it's in that Goldilocks zone, I guess.
Goldilocks zone, yes.
It's not too hard, not too soft, just right. Perfect. Those koftas should probably be done or close to at this point. We'll pull those out. They've got a little bit of char on them, but that's all right. That kind of gives it a little bit of flavor. Get rid of some of that oil. I've got a grease trap right here.
Oh, wow.
Handy dandy. I'll leave that there because it's hot.
Okay.
And then I'll grab some of my tomato sauce for the koftas and just give those a little bit of a warm up. So this is just an orange and cumin tomato sauce. It's got a little bit of heat to it as well.
So in there's orange?
Yep, a
And
little bit of
cumin
orange,
and
cumin.
tomato.
Yeah, so this one takes a little bit of Moroccan influence on the menu.
So
Orange
you're
and
all over the
I'm
Mediterranean.
all over the place here.
I think it's such a big place.
Yeah. My thinking is that in the summertime, Greek, Italian, it's a little bit more light and summery.
Okay.
And then in the wintertime, we can go to places more like Morocco,
Oh, yeah.
Egypt, Africa, that kind of thing, because they all border on the Mediterranean. So I'm pulling a little influence from everywhere.
Absolutely. This
Yeah.
is brilliant.
Cool. So we're pretty much ready to plate everything now.
Okay.
So we'll turn off the flame and we'll get over here. So I've got all my bowls pre-warmed so it stays nice and hot. We'll do the fruity de mar first. That goes in there like that. Beautiful. And I forgot my shrimps. How silly of me.
Oops.
So I'll make sure that those get nice and warm. Perfect.
Gorgeous.
Then we'll take some toasted breadcrumbs that have been tossed in a little bit of lemon zest.
Okay.
So that helps cut the richness of the cream, but also boosts the flavor of the overall dish.
Okay.
And then because I like to run a little bit of a zero waste kitchen as much as possible, we reserve the fennel fronds for garnishing
Oh,
from
and
the
they're
fennel
beautiful too.
from the fennel bechamel. So it's like a little micro green already for the dish. And then that right there is our fruity de mar. Perfect.
Wow.
And then those prawns were pretty much already cooked. So we can arrange those on the plate very nicely.
It looks like you meant it.
Right?
Yeah.
Everything comes as planned, always. That pan's still hot. And now we plate our koftas.
Okay.
So we got our bowl here. We'll arrange them neatly and then pour that nice sauce over top. Make sure that we get lots in there because that's good stuff. And then we'll put a little bit of pickled shallot on there, which looks like might be over here today. Beautiful. A little bit of pickled shallot on top. And then we have our fresh chiffonade mint from earlier,
Oh, yes.
just over the top. Beautiful pop of green, orange, and a little bit of reds.
So colorful.
Now we've got our pork belly.
Oh, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, he's just been hanging out for a little bit.
All right, sitting there being warm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
right now what I've got on the plate, or what I'm putting on the plate rather, is a celeriac puree, but that is just celery root puree, basically.
Okay.
A little bit of cream, garlic, onion. We'll go like that.
Okay.
And then from earlier, I warmed up a little bit of our Calvados jus.
Okay.
Calvados is an apple brandy, and I sweeten that up with a little bit of apple syrup that we make in house. Pork belly. I'm just going to
Pork
cut
belly,
on the
yes.
cutting board here,
Please do.
right down the middle. Get some of that mint off there. That's not intended. Just like that. We've got some caramelized apple puree. I take the apples just about to the point of being burnt,
Okay.
and then we blend that with a little bit of sherry vinegar.
And
a
you do
little-
that for caramelization or?
Yeah, it just makes it more of a robust flavor.
Okay.
The Granny Smith apples are kind of tart on their own, but when you take it to another level, they get that little bit of sweetness as well.
Oh, lovely.
Then we're just gonna garnish this guy
like 'em in
with
the
some
way.
radish. I'm gonna
Oh my
make
God, she's moving fast.
some radish, a little bit of fennel as well.
Okay.
So these guys get nice little hats on top.
Huh.
A little bit of those fennel fronds tossed through as well. Lemon juice, just because pork is quite fatty. Want to cut down on some of that a little bit. And that goes on right here, off to the side.
Okay.
And that's our pork belly.
Well,
And then we've got 4 delicious dishes off our new menu over here at Maestro's that I'm very proud of, and I can't wait for you to come in and taste it.
yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we can taste it right
Right?
now.
That
And
pizza's
we've
going to be
got
cold. Oh no.
A man with wine over
Yeah.
on this side.
Absolutely.
Coming around?
Come around.
Yes.
Want me to stick through?
Stay. You're gonna eat it with me.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
did good, chef.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm proud of you.
Of course.
Just to see he's not a fake one, you know.
Oh no, this is all real.
Yes.
Let's talk about the wine a little bit.
Yes, please.
Which dish would you like to start with?
Oh, I'll let the chef call it.
Let's start with the seafood, something a little bit lighter.
Something a little bit lighter?
Yeah.
Very nice. Well,
Clear the stage a little.
we'll go with the white wine with that dish that chef created. It is a seafood base and a cream based dish, so it's screaming for white wine right there. You want something that is obviously not too overpowering because you want the seafood to speak for itself. So we're looking for something on the crispier, drier, nice citrusy note, lemon notes there to enhance that flavor profile that this dish has to offer. With the cream base, you still want a bit of elevation. That's where we picked a Chardonnay from California. Something a little bit buttery, nice little oakiness on it, but they still have that nice crisp flavor profile, which gonna be beautiful with this dish.
Amazing. Sounds lovely.
I'll pour a little taster, obviously.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Some of us have to get back to work afterwards.
Yeah. We're gonna want a couple of those
A couple of those?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
because we're gonna taste this live.
Oh,
and,
nice. Yeah.
And it's not just gonna be me
Beautiful.
because it's sad.
Yeah, of course.
You are.
Can't eat by yourself.
Yeah, yeah. This is a social, fun thing.
Yeah,
What
of
would you like
course.
to follow with, chef?
Let's go with the prosciutto fig pizza.
Oh, nice.
So
Prosciutto
that's
fig pizza. Such a
That's-
good combo, you know.
I know.
They got
Salty, sweet.
Yeah, salty and beautiful sweetness thanks to the fig.
And all the textures.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful part about those pizzas, and I always say that to our guests, that thin crust, fresh
Oh,
thin
yes.
crust. You know, you don't feel awful about yourself after having it. You
Yeah.
can
That's
actually
right.
finish
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
delicious and made with French ingredients, like beautiful.
Yep.
For that, we're gonna go on a. We could go on a white, but we're gonna go on a red today.
Okay.
Something on the drier side with food friendliness to it that gonna really enhance that fig jam.
Yeah.
The dryness kind of cut the fat that you get from the cheese. You don't want something too heavy, like with too much alcohol going on, they're gonna make you this time feel a little sick.
Yes.
Too heavy. So we're gonna go on something earthy, light, dry, and fruit forward.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Just crack this open for you. And this one is from Italy.
Give you a hand.
Nice dry wine from Italy. Because it does have a nice flavor profile, but again, it's not overpowering. It just gives you a beautiful earthy notes and fruit friendly.
Lovely.
Here you are.
God,
Kofta or
that sounds
pork belly?
amazing. Let's go with the kofta.
Nice.
Make a
I
little
tried
bit of
that dish
space here.
For the first time 2 days yesterday.
Yeah?
Oh,
It was
really?
nice enough to make me lunch, and I didn't have time to have one. And I tried this dish for the first time. I
Oh my
loved it.
gosh.
Good. So lamb has a actually. Thank you.
50-50?
Yeah, I guess. This dish is very interesting. Obviously, the lamb has a flavor profile that is obviously stronger than all the meats.
yeah.
So you want something that has a bit of character on it. The red sauce that's been used has a sweetness to it.
A little bit?
I like. Well, yesterday I was joking around. I like to describe it as a ketchupy kind of feel because there's that vinegary taste coming through,
Yeah.
but in a
This is
sweet
the one
way.
with the citrus, orange.
Yes, with the
and-
orange.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It
Oh,
really,
okay.
really is beautiful. So I went with a sweet red from California. It's a red blend, a bit of Zinfandel, a bit of Cabernet Sauvignon in there,
Okay.
which, it's still going to be enough to handle the lamb profile, but going to complement the sauce
Okay.
beautifully as well.
All right.
Perfect.
How fun.
That sounds lovely.
It really does.
It does.
Yeah.
That's what was missing with my lunch yesterday.
I love how the wine complements the food. They just go together so perfectly.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're finishing with our pork belly.
Finishing with the lovely
Okay.
pork belly.
So for the
Get
pork
this out of
belly,
here.
many pairings exist out there, and you will never go wrong between white and the red. But what you want is something that is on the drier side because of the richness of the pork belly.
Right.
You want to kind of cut that fat with something that has a nice acidity. Chef pair it also with. Remind me, sorry, at the bottom.
The celeriac puree.
Celeriac puree. Thank you.
Yep.
Which doesn't need a whole lot to enhance.
Yeah.
So we have a nice crisp small wine from the south of France.
Okay.
That is really on the dry side, very mineral friendly. Something that's kind of like a Chablis,
Okay.
a Chardonnay, but similar to that, but not the same at all. Because it has a
Similar, but not the same.
No, but like, it's obviously a Chablis from Burgundy, and
Yeah.
the one we picked is literally
It's
by
south.
the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh.
So it has a little bit more fruit.
Okay.
A fruit profile that will just combine perfectly with those root vegetables and the jus that you get.
Beautiful.
Here we are.
Sounds
Here we
amazing.
are.
Get your line up.
Okay.
We could do that every day, so.
Oh yes. Don't threaten me with a good time.
And you know what? I just realized that nobody knows who you are.
Oh, well, my
Let's
name is
introduce you.
Leo.
Leo.
I'm the current restaurant manager here at
All
Maestro.
right.
So I work with Travis, obviously. Been working together for the past 9 months, give or take.
Yep.
And your accent, you're from Yellowknife?
That's
Or-
right.
How did I know?
Oh, spot on. Now, I'm from Paris, France,
Yep.
but I got to Canada about 7 years ago.
Okay.
At the time, I landed in Lake Louise, Alberta, which actually I
Which
was
is
working
where we met.
with Travis.
Okay.
But
At
we
the
had no
Fairmont?
idea. Yeah, that's right, exactly. At the
Yeah.
Fairmont.
Wonderful.
We had no
Yeah.
idea that 5 years down the road we would be working together and running
Yeah.
this beautiful place.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, joined the team of the resort about a couple of years ago now.
Okay.
And you know, everything has worked fantastic.
Wonderful. Welcome to the Okanagan.
Thank you.
And I want to acknowledge that you can't see her, but there's a person handing us things and arranging things back there. Her name's Leah, and she's amazing.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Thanks,
Thank you, Leo.
Yes, thank you so much. You made things work. All right, so let's try these things.
Let's
shall
try
we?
these things.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All
Well,
right.
we don't have a
Enjoy.
fork and knife handy, but let's go for the pizza for starters.
That's
Here we
right.
go.
If you were in Europe, you would need a fork and a knife, but you're in North America.
Right. Absolutely. Get some of the figs on
Yeah.
there
And your meat flour.
too. Meat flour, yes, of course.
I think it would sound fancier if we said it in French. But okay.
We'll have to
Italian, maybe?
we'll have to ask our colleague over here. Lovely. Just like described. Sweet, salty, cheesy.
It's got everything happening.
Mm.
Okay. And what did he put with it? It was
A nice red.
and he said things about it too. Do you remember?
He said so many good things.
Fantastic.
Alcohol is just good as it is.
Oh, look. The magical elf has brought us cutlery.
Fantastic. That is really good with the prosciutto fig pizza. Very nice. Rounds everything out.
Hey, Leo, you are right.
Yeah,
Right?
You are right.
very nice. Mm,
Amazing.
so good. Mm.
Oh,
Can't get it in fast enough.
I know. It was moving.
Right? Mm.
And now people watch us eat.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, it's been sitting there for a hot second, so it's not as fresh as it could be, but you still get everything, right? So nice. Very good. That's lovely.
I just like to stay with this for a while.
Yeah? I know I'm going to have a few other things to try, so.
I know. But I want to pull it apart. Like,
Yeah. Nice crispy base.
So crispy.
Lovely crust. The thin crusts, like Leo said, it's not overwhelming. Like when you go to a pizza franchise, right? So, like very light, very fresh.
Very light, very fresh.
Yeah.
Really huge marked difference
Yes.
for, handmade, fired in your forno, great wine.
Glass of wine.
So, is Leo around on the floor to advise people about wine?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
always.
So we can find him?
We actually have a wine award here at Maestro's restaurant that Leo helped us come by. Our wine menu is very extensive, and he put a lot of hard work,
Wonderful.
love into it, just like the menu that I've provided for you. So
Oh.
he does a wonderful job. He's very passionate about wine. So if you have
Yeah.
any questions while you're here, Leo is your man.
And I love it that you two have a collegial relationship spanning years.
Yeah.
Really.
I honestly, I had no idea he was working here.
No.
I breezed through the kitchen and I said, "What the heck are you doing here?" He said, I'm the assistant manager." And lo and behold, now he's the actual manager.
That's
and
so amazing.
yeah, fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we trying next? We're going
Dealer's
here?
choice. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
let's work that way.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because that was your plan.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to stick with the plan.
So we've got our lovely cutlery here.
Okay, what is the best way? So if I'm coming here and I'm ordering this, first
Yes.
of all, I want to make sure that people can see.
Yes.
Can you see this?
Lots of
yes.
seafood, lovely, rich, creamy sauce. That lemon toasted breadcrumb.
Amazing. And
Gorgeous.
Just the aroma.
The aroma's beautiful.
So fresh and lively.
Very nice.
So gorgeous.
Very
okay,
good.
But this is a tricky food.
It is.
So if I'm coming here with my husband and I want to convince him that I'm sophisticated and
Yes.
not put food all over myself,
Yes.
how am I going to eat this?
The best way that I find to eat pasta is with a spoon and a fork so that you can twirl it around on the spoon a little bit and then you can lift it to your mouth very easily.
I saw that Aaliyah would spoon.
Yes.
I hear spoons coming.
Yes, absolutely.
She's amazing.
She's so good. She's
know.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And just like that,
Spoon's cave.
spoon. And then of course the mussels, a little bit trickier to deal with than the prawn or the
Okay.
scallop. So just take a knife, take the shell, peel it back a little bit, release it from the mussel.
Okay.
And then
so
you're good
it's
to go.
okay if we get our hands into
We
this?
can get our hands a little bit dirty,
All
absolutely.
right, because
No
I would
problem.
feel weird like grabbing food out of a saucy
Absolutely
plate.
not. No judgment here.
No judgment.
No judgment
No
here.
judgment.
Yes.
This is a friendly place.
Yes,
We can
of
come
course.
here.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's dig in.
All right. so
Fantastic.
what are we going to hit first? There's so many things.
I love the mussels. I love the scallops. The prawns are there. They're beautiful.
It's just
but
everything is great.
the scallops and mussels, those are my favorite.
Oh,
So
there's-
I'm going to go for the mussel.
There's a wee scallop right here.
Yes.
Oh, here, look at him. He's so cute and little. Covered in fennel.
Yes. Lovely fennel flavor.
Ah. Fresh seafood in November seems like a miracle.
I know. It's amazing.
This time that we're living in is so incredible.
Yes. So good.
Yeah.
So nice.
Okay.
I love the mussels. They're my favorite. They're
Okay.
so good.
Let's. I'm gonna try this.
Yes.
Okay.
Please dive in. I've tried this multiple times.
Oh, I know, but I'm
I'm
scared
curious
of the
to
shell.
I'm curious to see what you think. It's not going to bite you. It's okay.
I know. We murdered it with heat.
Yes. Oh, all of it's cooked with love. No hate here.
No hate. Okay.
There you go. Beautiful.
I want to grab a little bit of your sauce. Make sure I've got this. What's in the breadcrumb?
A little bit of lemon zest.
Okay.
Yes. Helps brighten everything up a little bit. Very good. Yeah. Perfect. Good. So you hate it?
I never want to eat this again. Turn around.
Yeah.
That sauce is unbelievable.
It's lovely. It's simple but
Wow. Just the whole
elegant.
thing.
Yes.
I watched a movie once and someone ate something and then they said, now I have to die because I know I'll never eat something as
Yes.
delicious again.
I believe I've heard that phrase.
Yeah, I think it's appropriate.
Yes. Good.
Okay.
Fantastic. I'm glad you enjoyed.
Oh, well.
Oh, and the wine, of course.
Leo's
Cheers.
choice.
Ooh,
Right again.
that's exciting. It's bubbly. It coats your mouth.
What a
the
smart man.
the citrus with it.
Yep.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
it really echoes that lemon zest that you have in the crumb.
Yes,
And it does have enough. This one he said was a California Chardonnay.
I
right?
believe so. Yes.
So yeah, you do have that malolactic,
Yes.
big round buttery bottom.
Ooh, look at you with your big words.
Look at me with my big words. Big round buttery bottom.
Big round buttery bottom.
Bottoms up.
Cheers to that.
I say things like that for Renee's reaction behind the camera.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
Yeah. Cringe.
Mhm. A little bit of
So
yellow
good.
apple.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
God, that's lovely.
Such a gorgeous pairing.
Very nice.
All right, I'm
So
so
then
glad
that brings
Leo's
us
around.
to the merguez lamb koftas.
On the skewer, on the sword, but not on the sword.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Because we don't be poking ourselves in the restaurant.
God no.
Have you ever had a customer injure themselves out there?
Not that I've heard, no.
No?
No.
Lee, have you ever seen anybody like stab themselves with a fork? No. People are in their good
Well,
behavior
thank
here.
goodness. We'd have to raise some questions.
You'd have to raise your prices
Yes.
because that's entertainment with the meal.
All right, so let's
right.
dive into this, hey?
Okay, wait. Before we mess it up, we see? Yes?
Beautiful.
Okay. All right, so this is what I'm so curious about the sauce.
Yes, the sauce is my favorite part of it. Obviously, the lamb in there is so nice. The pickled shallots.
Holy moly.
The pickled shallots just
Okay.
offer a little bit of tartness to it because,
Mm-hmm.
like Leo said, the sauce is a little bit on the sweet side. The mint helps calm things down
It is,
a little.
But it's so complex. Like, I wouldn't say that's sweet. It's
Mhm.
got some heat to it too.
Mhm.
What is the element of spice in there? Is it the cumin? It can't be, because that's not a hot one.
I won't deliver all of my secrets.
I want them all. I'm gonna go home and set up a rival kitchen out of
Yeah.
my backyard.
There you go. Just a little bit of chili flake, of course.
Mm.
Little bit of chili flake.
Mm.
And then we got to try it with the wine, of course.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
You keep eating this.
Fair enough.
Hey, Renee, you're gonna have to be trying everything, right? Okay, good.
That is very nice.
Gotta look after her.
Yeah, of course, of course.
You look after the one who does your editing,
Yes.
because they have so much power.
Fair enough.
She could let it go live. Oh yeah, see? Evil.
Yes. Mm. So good.
Wow,
Very nice.
that is a really lifted wine.
Yes.
Where
We-
did you say this was from?
I'm not too sure about that one particularly, but it is something else.
I'm gonna
Very
have to
nice.
go back and look through this so we can
Yeah.
note the sort of wines that everybody's gonna want to gravitate
Yeah.
when they come here.
Of course.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
they can order the correct thing.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
have this exact experience.
Leo will be here to
Leo
help
will
you,
be here.
guide you along your journey while you're dining with us, so no problems there.
Oh, this one. He said this was a blend of
Vion-
Zinfandel Cab Sauv.
Ah, yes, the Zinfandel.
Yeah, that's why it's so big and earthy and cherry.
Yes. Mm,
Black cherry. This is a fruit bomb.
very much so.
Mhm.
Lovely.
I think it might be pretty happy with
Oh,
this
yeah.
as well.
Absolutely.
Because it'll be able to keep up with the fig.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that nice sweetness.
yeah. Because
Mm.
the fig is like the popular kid in class, sort of
Yeah.
takes over.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah, even though it's surrounded by meat flowers. Are we gonna let Leo know that you call them meat flowers? Is all your idea?
I don't know about that one. Hopefully it catches on though. Renee seems very pleased about it.
Yeah, doesn't hurt, right?
No.
We can coin a term.
Absolutely.
Yeah, get on the map.
There you go.
Yeah. Get on the map with something silly.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right, and now we have our
Now we have our pork belly
pork
with our
belly.
celery root puree, our Calvados jus, our caramelized apple puree, our crispy pork belly, and our fennel radish slaw.
This is deceptively complicated.
Yes, I mean, this is one of the more complicated dishes on the menu, but each ingredient on its own right isn't overly complicated on its own. I
Okay.
like simple things complementing simple things to,
Yeah.
Bring it together.
Everybody elevates everybody.
as a team, just like in the kitchen, everybody plays off of each other's strengths.
That's beautiful.
Lovely.
What a piece of poetry this is.
Right? Absolutely.
Okay, so I shouldn't dissect it meat piece by piece.
Oh no, absolutely. Go for it. That's what I do
what
when
I'm doing.
that's what I do when I dine out.
Do you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Got to try everything by itself and then together.
And then together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Whoa. Okay. The darker sauce.
The Calvados jus.
Oh man. Look, you're not gonna tell me what's in there?
Calvados,
Mm-hmm.
apple caramel syrup that we make in house,
Okay.
and that's pretty much it. A little bit of beef stock. But there's some fennel,
Caramels.
some
right
star
there.
anise in there as
Ah,
well.
that's what.
A little bit of
little
so
bit
more
there.
black licorice coming through the menu. That's one
Oh.
of my favorite things. So
That's
you'll
amazing.
see it layered in a little bit here and there.
Oh, I appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
That is a underutilized flavor.
Yes.
Now and then you pick it up in like a really big dark wine,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Very nice.
And this is a different one. Off to the side.
I think this one's just melted in a little bit, but
Yeah, I think it is.
these little dollops here are the little burnt apple.
Come with me, dollop.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of
Yeah.
sweetness, because when you burn it, you do develop some bitterness, but some sweetness as well. It's more complicated,
It is more complicated,
and all I did was burn it on purpose.
and it has kind of a, I don't know, almost like they have
Mm,
emotions with them. Like
little
this is
bit.
kind of a nostalgic,
yeah.
for me anyway.
The
Burned Granny Smith, kind of where, you know when you're making a Granny Smith apple pie,
yes.
and you have a tray underneath because it's going to bubble over,
Mhm.
and you know it.
Yep.
But then it's got this amazing sticky residue, and you just run your fork through that.
Yes, yes.
That's what that reminds me of.
That is,
Okanagan.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, mess around.
That's the best explanation I've heard of that, and that makes sense too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this was
Just fennel, a little bit of radish tossed with some lemon juice, just there to help the fat of the pork belly.
Mhm.
But simple.
And the lemon just really calms
But-
down that.
Everything lends itself to each other.
Now, how do you get the pork belly apart?
So this is where I would recommend a knife and a fork. We
Okay.
can't hold it like this and go to
Yeah.
town, because then we can't break through the skin a little bit. So we'll need to try a
We're
knife
not
in
going to
this part.
hands into the pork belly. That's
Yes.
wrong. Okay.
Yes. So we'll go like this, we'll lay it on its sides,
Okay.
and then we can go down the middle a little bit, past the skin, and then we've got two lovely pieces, and we're good to go. And then we can
Okay.
pick up every little bit and bob,
Make a perfect bite.
make a perfect bite.
Yes. Okay. Mmm. That is so rich. It feels like I need to go to confession or something.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy moly. Okay, and it's wine from the south of France.
Yes.
Didn't say exactly where,
Mm.
but I suppose when you're here, we can ask.
Appley on the nose, goes well with
Definitely.
pork.
Mhm. And you have lots of apple things in there.
Mm.
Whew. Fresh, bright acidity,
Yeah.
clears the palate just like
Yeah.
that. Mhm.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Then you're on for the
And
next entree.
back and forth.
Yeah.
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 Oh, this is so great.
It's beautiful.
How are we for time, Renee? We're good? Okay. Well, so you have shown us so many
Yeah.
beautiful things.
And there are so many more beautiful things on the menu just waiting for you to discover.
Oh, yes. I'm
Yes.
definitely coming back.
Good.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
Chef Travis.
Yes, it was
and
my pleasure.
Thank you back there. Thank you, Renee, for manning everything and watching us eat amazing food and not eating it yourself. I'm so
Yes.
sad for you. Yeah, and that's it. So thank you for this episode, and we will see you next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.